Okay, this is Supraman 7777 Andy, and this is the second part of my video for the contest for Cutlerylover for the CRKT knife. This is part 2. I ran out of energy. Hey Louie, there's Louie again.
Anthony. Jason.
Okay, and we were on the Pharaoh, which, as we all know, we have to do the locks and press the button to pop it out. It's an Elishewitz design, very cool design, very heavy blade, but I really do like it. I think it's the closest thing to an actual Elishewitz knife that there is. And they don't make it anymore. It's discontinued, as everybody knows. My only fixed blade from CRKT is this CRKT Dragon, and I really love the way it feels in the hand. It's a really good feel. You're not going anywhere. It's good jimping at the top, and it's a unique blade that actually can do some serious penetrating, but it also cuts very well. That's that there. Okay, we're going to talk about probably the seminal small EDC. It's the Drifter. Pop out. It's a really good design blade. Talking about Elishewitz, it's an Elishewitz design E-lock, which you press in. You can pop out the knife this way, and then in order to bring it back, you hit the E-lock and it comes back. Kind of cool. I really like the design, the bronze on it. It's very cool. Now we have the Brian Ty. It was a collaborative effort with CRKT. Did the tiebreaker. I've actually got a custom tie, Brian Ty knife, but this is a really good design. I like the blade on it, and it's got the torsion bar. I have not taken it out of this one, but you'll see later on that I did take the torsion bar out of a couple of other knives. Now, next we have another discontinued knife. It's the Montana. Really cool design with the swirls. It's kind of I don't know, it makes me think of the Chronicles of Riddick. Really cool knife, really cool design. Very smooth, actually, very smooth. Now here's another knife that I like. It's a cool collaborative effort by the Hey Ho, and you did a video on this, I believe, by James Williams, who teaches knife tactics. I really do absolutely love the design in the handle, the green, and I don't like it as an auto, so we took the torsion bar out of the back. We actually did a video on that, and I think it functions much better. Very smooth knife. Great detent. Very smooth knife. Very cool knife. Talking about Brian Ty again, we have the probably my favorite design of his. It's the Mai Tai. Take on the drink, I guess. But I took the torsion bar out of this one too, because in the back, as you know, it's very easy to take out and put back together. I wish it was a tip-up carry because there's very good detail on this, but pop it out real easy. Incredible design to that blade. Really nice design to that blade. And just feels great. It is really strong, I think, as far as the liner lock is very strong. And actually it's a frame lock, I think, as adeptly pointed out, but it's very smooth. Very smooth knife. Now, I've got an example of a couple of knives here that are they're the little Ichis. I believe is what's they're called. Yeah, the Ichi. I took the torsion bar out of this one. Took the torsion bar out of this one, and it opens at least as quick. Pop it out. You tell me. Hold on. Do a better deployment. Incredibly fast. right? And now on this one, has the torsion bar, same thing. Now we're into the next group of knives. This is a very heavy, sort of a classier look, gentleman's type folder. It's got an incredible blade, very thick liners. This is called the Natural 2. Very good feel to it solidly. You're not going anywhere when you're holding this knife, even though you've got the smooth texture to the blade. Very good design. Really like that. Moving along now, I've got one slip joint knife that I like the design of it, and honestly when I bought it I didn't even realize it was a slip joint. But it is called the Edgy, and I think it has a good feel to it, but not really a big fan. I have enough slip joint knives. I don't really care for them that much. Now the next one is the CRKT M402, and it's a good little design, sort of like the Natural 2 if you look at them side by side, except for it's a little bit smaller. It's a classy little carry as well, and you know, sometimes it's just fun to have something a little smaller and a little classier, but it, you know, it pops out the same way. It's got the torsion bar in it, and sometimes they stick a little bit. The next one we've got here is the CRKT Crawford design. Let me see if I can get that to focus a little bit better. Well, it's the Print Guard Crawford design. If we can do that. Yeah, it's not focusing because it's my cell phone. The next one we have is the Delegate. It's also like a gentleman's carry, and it's a little sleeker, a little different design. It's got the you know, ebony and ivory kind of look to it as well. It's really cool. Next one we have is also an auto, as you can hear, and or assisted. It's the M402W. It's the same as the other one, but just in a little bit different coloration. It's the same as this one here, but it's a little bit different of a coloration. Just a little bit different. Next one we have, I absolutely love the design of. It's not assisted. It's as smooth as possibly can be. Love the design of the knife. Really good blade. It's the Bull, and it's just a really great design. You know, the designer of this really should be commended, because there's not a lot of gimmickry, but really smooth. Falls down. It's perfect. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and we'll go over them one more time. Now, here's a series of knives. This is kind of an oddball kind of knife. You may recognize it. It's I need to have my assistant help me here. Go ahead, Louie, if you would film me for a second. This comes out. Make sure I do this right. Okay, there it is. It comes out like this. And then you have the knife, right? And then, in order to get it back, you press here, and it falls back in and locks. And it's back in. You slip it in your pocket. So, pop it up, pops up, then hit it down, and it pops back in. You wonder why it never caught on, but it's kind of a novelty. The next one that we have is the On Fire, and it's kind of a, I don't know, reminds me of a Gerber. It's a fun little looking blade. It has a heck of a thick frame lock on it. You see how it pops out. It's got a very thick frame lock on it, but it's got the locks on the back, and it's assisted, so pops right out. Next one we have is the one that you have to press into the thumb stud in order for it to pop out. Really cool, actually. And it's an incredible design. It's called a rave. And it's got these smooth handles that I really like. I love the design. I'm kind of a fan of the Persian style swept up blades, and then the handle tips down. That's very, very cool. Very cool. Now we're getting into, Anthony, back up a little bit, some of the other things for a second. This is the sheath that comes along with it. The CRKT Hunter pops out, thick liner, but if you'll notice on the sides there are blades that actually will swivel and pop out that can be used on both sides. So if we close it up, they're clipped on each side. You getting that, Louie? Mm-hmm. They're clipped on each side. They swivel out. You can actually pop them right off, and you have a second knife and a third one. This one's a serrated blade, and this one's plain edge. Very, very cool. So you pop it back on, and you swivel it back in, and it clips back in, and it's part of your handle. So if you just wanted to use this knife, you're using it, you got it, you're ready to go. And then depending on if you want not to use the knife and you want a plain edge, we pull the plain edge out. Now here's the serrated one. You can take it out, and it's got jimping on the back here, and it's got jimping here, and you can use it to cut and do whatever you want with it. It's actually a very good design. And believe it or not, there's no danger of you hurting yourself on any of those blades. They sit so flat on the other side. It's very comfortable, believe it or not. Very comfortable. Okay, so that has its own sheath here. We've got CRKT pen, which I like. It's, you know, not my favorite pen, but I do like the design. It actually is a functioning pen. It's got the all the other accoutrements that you would expect to see on a pen, on a tactical pen. And it's got this nice little case that it comes with. Now, going on to the neck knives. I really like this Dogfish a lot. I mean a lot. And it's got the clip for the side and the one around to put it around your neck. But you see it's got the cap lifter, and it's got these other things which I would have thought it not only lessens weight, but that you can use them for something, but I don't think you can. I looked and tried to find that, but the cutting is really good. I had to have two of these suckers. I really like them a lot. And we've also got this one here. All kinds of cutting, all kinds of usefulness. Nice little blade design. It's very, very light. Very light. And once again, it's got the nick and everything there. This knife is the same kind of concept as the one, the CRKT Hunter. And this is called the Sidehog 2. Really pretty awesome. Pretty awesome blade. Now, I want to talk about a couple of knives that I can't stand, actually. And Louie, I want you to focus on this. I bought these knives, both of them, at the same time because I thought that they'd be really cool, and you'll see, I really am a fan of the Apaches, and I have a few of those, and I've given away a few. For all the knives that I have, I've given away probably 3 times as many to family and friends. I've got a big family, and I have all kinds of knives. You know, Cold Steel and Benchmade and Emerson. I've got every Emerson, every Kershaw worth owning, collectible or not. But these really suck because the thumb studs are occluded. And I don't know why. I think they went out of their way to carve into there the molding and the liner and everything to make it such a crappy access to that thumb stud that you just can't get it. It's crap. It's really bad because I love the feel of the knives otherwise. This one's a little bit better, but you see how they cut that out? And it's very difficult, and it digs into your finger, and it's just not cool. It reminds me of one you'll see later that's my favorite, the S2. We've got actually more because I've given a couple away, but the Apache, and I like the half serrated because it goes along with the theme. I really, really like these blades. Really, really like these blades. It's the ATS 34. This is the original Apache. They don't make them anymore. These are new. I have one that I carry, but I have these that stay in the box. And I've given away a couple of them as well. These exact ones. Really like them. I think 2003 was the last time they made these knives. And I'm just going to open these back up. Now here is the Apache 2, which is the mid-size one, which I really like for EDC. It's really cool, but this is a limited edition one. You can see that. Apache 2 limited edition. I don't know, I'm sure the zoom doesn't work. And then there's the Apache 3, believe it or not, which is just a miniature version, which, believe it or not, is an incredible EDC. I carry one. I've given 2 away, these exact ones. Very, very, very cool. Very cool. So, Louis, if you could show Apache 1, come on closer to this, Apache 1s, Apache 2, and Apache 3. And then the all titanium S2 with the ATS 34 steel. Absolutely killer blade. I love it. As you know, they call it the poor man's Sebenza. Very, very, very cool. The tolerances are nice. The feel is exceptional. And I am a fan of titanium, although I know it's not practical for tactical use. But to play with and to know the durability of it is a fantastic thing. And we all are fans of it, I'm sure. I do want to address a couple of things, Jeff. And there was a video that you did about the no better. Well, let me get these out of the way real quick. I bought a bunch of these and gave them away to friends. I really like them, the cicada tools, and I'm going to open one of them up and use it again. And I have a bunch of these that I've given, probably 12 of these that I've given away. The Eaton tool, absolutely wonderful. Those are usable in there, and the cap lifter and the spork or whatever they call it. It's very, very cool. Those are nice. But I remember you went out, and I really do love, I have a few of the, in fact, I even have the first Gingami steel G2 Endura from the early 90s. Believe it or not, that I bought for a quarter from the flea market. Guy didn't know what he had. He had a bunch of crap knives, like 8 of them, and all of them were the dollar knives, you know, the Frost cutlery, and he had that knife sitting in the middle of it, along with books and everything else, because he probably bought a lot. So I'm currently having it cleaned up at Spyderco, and it's coming back. But I love the Endura. It's a great knife. You're right. Pound for pound, wonderful knife. But I put a comment in that video, just so you know, that I would put this knife, which I'm sure you're a fan of if you've ever held it, and I'm sure you have, the Cold Steel Raja 3, actually cheaper than this knife, stronger lock, triad lock, incredible blade, and I have cut wood and trees with this exact knife, and I've given a bunch of these away to family and friends. I would put this against this in any task whatsoever, with cutting trees or anything like that. And it's cheaper. It's practically as light. It's not as light. It gives up about 1.5 ounces or so. It's not as light. However, it will outperform this knife every time, all the time, for those types of tasks. I promise. And I'd like to see a video, if you would, going out and doing the same thing that you did with this knife, and time yourself. and I saw all the effort that you used. I probably am going to go out and do a video and show you that I can go through that same thing in much less time with much less effort. This is just eye candy. I got one of these just recently. It's Browse Blades Bionic, and they only made 1,100 of the different colors, and this is the blue, and it's really smooth and really, really awesome, even though it's very, very small. Very smooth. Very, very smooth. Okay, that's my video, but I'm going to take real quick and go one more time so you can see all of the knives. Here's the S2. And then we're going to, the Apaches, all the different Apaches, and then the Mirages, which I'm going to sell. They're terrible. The Dogfish, the neck knives, Serengeti. These are really cool. All of these gentleman type folders. The Natural 2, my only fixed blade, the Ichis, the Mai Tais, and the Williams and the Thai collaborations, the Elishewitz knives. That's a great one right there. I know it's heavy and I know I shouldn't like it, but I really do like the Pharaoh. The Swindle, awesome feel. The discontinued McGinnis folders. There's our favorites, our two favorites. And then these flipper knives. And you can't ever fault a ripple. And then these over here. And the other ones that I showed were not part of the video, so I'm not going to... Oh, what the hell, just candy. Anyway, thank you very much for doing all the great work you do in every kind of video that you do. It's a pleasure to watch, and it's very informative, and I wish you all the success, you and your fiance. And that'll be it, and hopefully I can win that wonderful knife that you have. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
And the others went to sleep.